All right, we are waking up and taking off from Elk Neck State Park in Maryland. A really beautiful park, but last night on our way home we got caught in a torrential downpour, and which turned into an all-night thunderstorm. So we actually lost power at the campsite for, I don't even know, maybe an hour?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe an hour. We thought we were probably just going to end up having to sleep through the night in just with the fan, which it had cooled off in the trailer, fortunately, in the camper. So it wouldn't have been too bad, but that rain lasted pretty much all night, and there are people beside us, actually, they had to leave the campsite because their tent was leaking and go get another tent from Walmart. So I'm just glad we were in the travel trailer. Nevertheless, and I've been doing a terrible job of videoing our camp. I'm going to do a video of us driving out because this camp is really pretty. It's one that I would like to come back to. But I'm going to let Aubrey watch her videos. And da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
I didn't hear.
And
I didn't.
she's going to figure out where she's going today and see the next person up.
Oh my gosh, Chandra!
Happy birthday, Aubrey. Cheers to your 40 years. I just want to say that I've been so blessed by your friendship, and I've thought through many of our conversations in the past, and I hope that we can get together again soon. We are going to introduce one of your last, or actually the last stop of your trip. It is Washington, D.C.
Best for last.
And we just love DC. It's one of our favorite spots, and it's actually been a quintessential vacation spot for my family for years when I was younger. Nick actually also used to go to DC quite a bit because he had a best friend living there, and then I had a best friend living there for a long time. So we've both been multiple times throughout our life.
Wild.
And it's, again, just a very quintessential spot for us, and we love it. So we're going to do the top 5 things that we love about DC.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
number 1.
Just walking around DC. We love walking around DC. It has so much amazing architecture, particularly from the mid to late 19th century, all the row houses, which really speaks to all the history that's in DC, whether
You're gonna love it.
Political or architectural.
Oh, yeah.
There's so much history that happened there, and when you're there, it's almost like you're living at least near it. It's visceral. It's everywhere.
My number 1 is the National Art Gallery. I love the National Art Gallery. It's the very first spot I always go when I visit DC. I could spend days there at the gallery. One of my favorite artists is Degas. They also have my favorite kind of series of paintings, which is the Thomas Cole paintings of life. There's a 4 series painting of that in like a roundish room. There's also, I don't remember the artist names, but there's a painting of Martha and Mary, and it's really sweet. It's actually the perspective of Martha in the kitchen looking out at Mary. And I remember one time when I went and I looked at that painting, there was a couple next to me, and they didn't know what the painting was about, and so I got to share the gospel with them a little bit through that painting, and it was really fun. I used like simply the story method.
Oh, that's cool.
And then my other favorite is the day the sun stood still, and it's again the story of Joshua and God stopping the sun so they could continue to fight. So it was really cool. Just amazing paintings, lots of history, lots of biblical imagery, and so I love the National Gallery. Number 2.
The Library of Congress. I recently got to go there last fall, and it was amazing. The Library of Congress is made up of 3 huge buildings. In fact, the newest building of the 3 is the second or third largest building in the entire Washington area. It is massive. I got lost in the tunnels underneath the buildings. They're all connected together with these service tunnels.
Did you find the president's book?
There, but failed miserably. I also got lost once I got into the James Madison building, because the 3 buildings are named after the 3 first presidents. So, actually, no, I'm sorry. They're named after the second, third, and fourth president, and 5th presidents. I'm sorry. So, the Jefferson building, which is the oldest, the Adams building, which is from the 50s, and the James Madison building, which is from the early 70s. It's a really great place to visit. Yeah.
My number 2 is similar to Nick's number 1, except instead of walking, I liked biking. I
Yeah,
love
we
biking
brought
around
bikes.
DC. They have an amazing red bike system, and you can just pick
Oh,
up a bike
good.
anywhere, and then like ride around and see the monuments. You can ride around and see the architecture. You can go to lunch, ride around the mall. It's just really fun. I love
that's
red
what we're
bikes
gonna
down
do.
there.
I think so.
Number 3.
Well, for me, it's the metro. I always used to look forward to going down on the metro. You can go pretty much everywhere in the DC area on the metro, and so it's just a really great and convenient way to get around.
My number 3 is the Old Patent Model Museum. We actually went there for the first time with Nick's friend, and it was just so overwhelming and fun. There's, how would you say, millions of things to
There's
look
lots
at.
of stuff.
There's so many things to look at. There's like these drawers you can pull out. The place that it's in is just a beautiful house. It's just got this amazing atrium space and just paintings and patents on like these little, what else do they have? Like glassware. They have just tons of stuff to look at. And it's just a fun like
Place for kids.
experience. Number 4. I really love Capitol Hill books. So whenever I was young, my family and I would go to bookstores all the time, especially secondhand bookstores. Secondhand bookstores are not like they are today when I went. Secondhand bookstores then were like you would walk in and then you walk out with an asthma attack because it was dark and dingy from floor to ceiling, and then you have to like find the buried treasure. And so that's why I really like Capitol Hill books. But pretty much any bookstore in the DC area is amazing. So
Just trying to
I
find
would
the outsiders.
definitely recommend going to one.
Boy.
Number 5.
Number 5.
I have the portrait library. I love the portrait library. It's super fun. There's a lot of unique artists that have painted portraits over the past of like artists and presidents and just famous people throughout history. So
Sounds cool.
that is our top 5. I think Nick's were mainly like the history.
Walking around,
Walking
the
around.
architecture is just. I was trying to pinpoint try to number the 5 things, but I really can't separate the 5 things. You just got to go there to experience it. It all comes together.
That's
so we hope
awesome.
you have a wonderful time in
you.
DC, and we love you, and happy birthday again.
Happy birthday.
Aw.
Bye.
Okay, so the